What's going on, everybody? We're going to get started in just a few minutes. Thank y'all for sticking with me. I appreciate y'all, even though it's a little bit late of a time to get started, but we're going to get started in just a minute, and we are going to run through this show and have a good time doing it. And we're going to talk. We're mainly going to be talking Titans Jags, as that is our next opponent. And hopefully victim next Sunday. See some people coming on in, and we finna get ready to get started. Make sure y'all share this show out. Share this show if you're watching on Facebook, on Facebook, YouTube. Make sure y'all share this show out and let everybody know what we got going on, so we can have us a good old time. And we are about to do some big things. We're gonna give out our first two-tone blue star of the week, and also our first Dunce of the Day awards. And we're going to get ready with talking about the Jags. Our BluEnforcer 4 points to victory. We're definitely going to talk about that as far as, how can we go to 2-0 by defeating the Jacksonville Jaguars. So I just wanted to let y'all know what we're doing and letting everybody know what we got going on. And so we're going to get ready to get started in just a bit. And I want everybody to tune on in. So I thank y'all for coming on in, and we're going to have us a good time. And I'm just making sure we have any last bit of information as far as what we have coming up as far as who practiced. I think I saw that a couple of guys, um, that were not that did not practice um, last week are practicing this week. So we're definitely going to look at the injury report of who practiced and who did not. Again, a couple of names who did not practice last week is practicing, and we got some good news on that. So let's get ready to get this party started, and we are about to have a good time. So let's tighten up, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. I see Money Cartel. I see Titans Mafia. What's up? Chris Frazier, Kingston up in here.
Let's get Titans up. Titans up. I've been scoping from the sideline, waiting for the right time to send the freshest team to scrimmage. So I'm busting y'all. Welcome to Legs. We got this here. We got this here. Don't worry about it. We got this here. We got this here. Just get us over. Out your life. Don't worry about it. See, we got this here. We got this here. It's a brand new dance and it's about to go live. Tighten up, Nashville, rep the 615. First you tighten 2 steps, step to the right. Then you tighten 2 steps, step to the left. Blue jerseys everywhere. Game face, yeah, we got it all. Sticking out our chest, beating on it like it's King Kong. It's about to get her up. Here come the train, y'all. Tennessee, tighten up. Let's get tightened up. Tighten up. Let's get tightened up. Sticking out my chest, beating on it like it's King Kong. Sticking out my chest, beating on it like it's King Kong. Tighten 2 steps, step to the right. Then you tighten 2 steps, step to the left. Sticking out my chest, beating on it like it's King Kong. Sticking out my chest, beating on it like it's King Kong. D-E-N-N-D. Looking left, E. Third down.
Good evening, Titan Nation. How's everybody doing? Welcome into a brand new edition of Titans and Truth. I'm your man, Chris, aka BluEnforcer. We're gonna have a great episode on this evening. I see I see we got a lot of people up in here. I see we got Big Zach Carpenter. What's going on? Ryan Tannergoat, what's going on? Kingston, Miss Margarita. Yes, we definitely moving on to them little kitty cats. DO9, what's going on, man? It's been a minute. Good to have you in here. Money Cartel, Tight Mafia, Chris Frazier. We got Harrison Solden is in here. Hopefully that's a good thing. What's going on? Welcome in, Minnesota Titan. I see you. Welcome into the show, everybody. Glad to have y'all with us tonight as we are going to talk some Jags and close the book on Denver. And make sure y'all share this show out. Make sure you share it out on Facebook and also on YouTube. Share it out to everybody. If you're not following already, make sure you follow on TNT Enforcers page or Titans in Truth on Facebook, on Instagram at Titans_in_truth, as well as Twitter at TNT BluEnforcer. So I'm glad to have everybody here. We're gonna have a great episode tonight, and we're gonna talk a lot of Jags and the 1-0 Jags. I see we got Kernick Leon coming in, Titan up from Amarillo, Texas. Well, welcome into the crew. Dennis Williams, what's going on? Big old Titan. What's up, my guy? How's it going? So also, if you're outside of the state of Nashville, represent where you're from. If you're outside of the country, the U.S., represent where you're from. So please definitely do that, because I know I was on a live stream with Titan, Mr. Titan and Titan Upload and Tennessee Titan Weekly. We had people from about 6 or 7 different countries representing on the live feed. So that was actually really, really cool that we got to go international. But let's go ahead and get into the Tennessee Titan news of the week. And the main thing is that our guy, Mr. Kevin Byard, the mayor of Murfreesboro, as you can see right here, ended up restructuring his deal with the Tennessee Titans. And so restructured his deal a little bit. He's still going to get paid. He's still going to get paid $9.1 million this year. I believe it was just how he gets paid, I think, is what is everything that's going on with that. But I believe it is. I know it says about $6.2 million against the cap that can be rolled over or used to sign somebody. But he doesn't really lose a lot in that. But it just kind of helps freeze up a little bit of cap space. I mean, obviously, Kevin Byard, the ultimate team player, got number love for the mayor of Murfreesboro, who just had a baby boy, who he helped himself deliver his baby boy into the world. So Kevin Byard, Mr. Do It All. And to Deion Sanders, yeah, he ain't just a guy. He is the best safety in the NFL, and is props to Kevin Byard, the father, the pops, doing his thing, helping, to deliver his baby. That was beautiful. And of course, restructuring his deal, being a team player, that can lead up, as Chris Frazier said, could lead up to maybe getting a deal for either Jayon Brown or Jonnu. That could definitely be something that could be leaning towards. I see we got Dennis is in from Virginia Beach, Kinston, of course, right here in Memphis, Tennessee, from Virginia. Chris Frazier, we know you in Nashville, Tanneville. What's up, Josh? How's it going? But big ups to Kevin Byard, being the ultimate team player with that. As far as practice is concerned, and I hate I didn't have the actual list up with me, but coming from my guy TD Teron Davenport, do have the official injury report this week. Some guys who came back, Darrington Evans and Derek Roberson were full participants today in practice. Jadavion, AJ, Vic Beasley, They were all limited today, and but they're hoping it's nothing serious, just nothing minor or any, just something minor, maybe nothing major. Corey did not practice today for the hamstring, and Kenny Vaccaro was out due to an illness. I don't think that's anything major to worry about. People get sick; it happens. For the Jags, some guys that did not practice. Josh Allen did not practice due to a calf injury. Not injury related. Tyler Eifert, DJ Hayden, Brandon Linder, offensive lineman, did not practice as well. So I'm not really going to read too much into that until about Thursday, really into Thursday or Friday. That's when it really gets like serious if somebody did not practice. So good to see Darrington Evans and Derek Roberson back on the field and everything. But hopefully with AJ and Clowney is just something limited. With Clowney is probably because he hasn't been around a lot, so he's still trying to get into game shape. Honestly, so I think that's what's going on with that. But again, it's just the first report. Good thing is Beasley is limited, but he's still getting up to speed. So hopefully, he will be able to play on Sunday. We definitely gonna need him. Let's see. Harrison saying from Savannah, Georgia. That's what's up. Johnny Bell, 901615. I feel you on that. K True, what's going on with you? Reggie B. I know you down in Texas. I know that. I believe that is correct, Reggie. Correct me if I'm wrong. Zach saying Colt fans are salty. You're right, because they lost the game. They probably should have won. From Indiana, I know my guy Terrence Young is up in, watching as well. Joseph said we must mow down the Jacksonville trash wars. And Sin City Titan, I know you from Vegas, so I know you definitely doing it. I don't know if it's skipping or not. I apologize if it is. I'll definitely make sure it keeps working out with everything. I know how computers can be. So, I definitely got to see what's going on with that. Kids, I don't think there's going to be a watch party this week. I will probably do a pregame, a little quick pregame before the game starts, and I will do a postgame on Sunday evening after the game. But I don't think it's going to be a watch party this week. We'll probably do that. I'll probably talk to the guys. We may probably do that maybe, at least, maybe 3 or 4 times out of the year, especially with the big games. So we'll definitely do something with that. But let's go ahead and get into our two-tone blue Star of the Week award. And, I want to know from y'all, who was your standout player from this past week's game? Johnny saying his is freezing up as well. I apologize, everybody, if it's freezing up. I'm not sure exactly what's going on with that, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube. If it's freezing up on YouTube, go to Facebook. If it's on Facebook, go to YouTube. Either way, it might be just a stream with that. So I apologize definitely for that, but that watch party was definitely fun. Ryan Tanago saying anything on Isaiah Wilson? Nothing as of yet. He was, he did post bail. I don't know what's going to happen with him. He has to appear in court on October the 7th. That is the Wednesday before the Bills game. So we'll definitely have to find out what happens with him going forward. So hopefully it sets him straight. Definitely with that. But who is your two-tone blue Star of the Week? I see a few people coming in with Ryan Tanago saying Simmons, Big Jeff, Zach saying Big Jeff on Facebook. Looks like they're saying Corey. Zach is saying Gostowski. I'm hoping you're thinking for Dunce of the day. You might be talking about Gostowski. Kinston says Corey Davis. Josh says Corey Davis. Dennis says Corey Davis. DO9 saying Corey Davis. Minnesota Titan. Yep, you're Minneapolis. I know. Reggie B, I believe he said he's in the H-Town. Texan fans mad at me. Hey, let them be mad. Let them be mad all they want. Definitely want to get a few more nominees. Definitely a couple of guys I would nominate. Definitely Corey is one with 7 catches, 101 yards. Big Jeff definitely deserves some love because he was just a man-child in this game. I want to give Jeff, even though I know he won't get it, Johnny Bell, we got to hit up. We got to hit up since you're in the M-Town. My Memphis people, get with me. What part of Memphis y'all at? Because right now I'm in the Haven. I'm representing the BHZ. Jeremy McNichols deserves some love because there was that particular play where he caught a screen pass. Josie Jewell rips his helmet off. Earpiece comes out and everything, and he still run and got close to a first down. Of course, they picked up the first down with the penalty. So, I mean, I'm going to give Jeremy McNichols a little bit of an honorable mention for that play alone. Titans Mafia says Corey Davis, Big Jeff. Sin City says Clowney played way above expectations. Dio9 says Corey got to keep playing like that every week. He is our true number one. Josh says Clowney did okay. I'm not going to nominate Clowney, but he did do all right for his first game. I think he was very disruptive early in the game, but I think as the game went on, I could tell fatigue was setting in. A lot of it, I think, had to do with the altitude, the Denver air. I think had a lot to do with that. But, yeah, Clowney did have some good and bad moments. There were some times where he over pursued a little bit. There were some times where he lost contain on the edge. But I think it's going to get better with more reps and more time with the team. I'm not going to forget about Derrick Henry because Derrick Henry had a quiet 100-yard game. With that 31 carries, 116 yards. Paris says, I'm in Cordova. Okay, that's what's up, Paris. I'm about to get up with you. Definitely. Sin City says, I always like McNichols. Hope he keeps a spot. Dennis is hometown in Knoxville. Joseph Hawk. Hawk coming in saying, sorry I'm late. It's all right, you here. Josh says, East Memphis. All right, that's what's up. My Memphis people. All right. Definitely shout out to the Titans fan club of Memphis. My guy Larry, my guy Preston, Miss Tracy, all of them. Definitely shout out to the Titans fan club. My guy the big dog, Liddell Burnett. Can I give a shout out to him? Dennis comes in with Tannehill. Definitely got to give him that. 2 touchdowns, 249 yards. Paris gives a Kevin Byard nominee. Change momentum, forcing that fumble. I do agree with that. That was definitely a play that changed the game a little bit. So definitely got to give KB some love there. Sin City says, I'm just saying Clowney hasn't practiced with us much. Only got to play a few days ago. Just the number of snaps he took. That's true. I will give him that. Kingston says Raleigh. Is that Raleigh here in Memphis? Is that Raleigh, North Carolina? Or is that Raleigh here in Memphis? I know there's an area of Memphis of Raleigh. Zach, of course, from Illinois. Big shout out to Titans Upload. I know he's up in Illinois. I know Mr. Titan is in Texas. Definitely. Sin City said Jarrell played pretty beastly, but couldn't do it alone. That's true. Kingston, let's see how you feel about the young corners. That's something that we'll talk about in PMB. But the two-tone blue star of the week, I'm going to give out the award. I got to give an honorable mention to this guy. Definitely got to give an honorable mention to Jeffrey Simmons and Jeremy McNichols. But I'm going to say the two-tone blue star of the week has to be this guy. Corey Davis, 7 catches, 101 yards. I hope this is a sign of things to come. What's up, Terry Flute from Sioux Falls? Okay, that's what's up. Okay, Kingston, you out there in Raleigh out there. Okay, that's what's up. Well, I had to hit you up. I don't know. Do you be calling it the 102.5 the game? I'm just trying to see because I know there's a Kingston that calls in there. So I want to see if you're the same guy. So let me know. Money Cartel said Derrick Henry first game of the year. Of course, City, I know you repping in Vegas, definitely. But Corey Davis, 7 catches, 101 yards. If he averages just about 65 yards every game here on out, he's going to have a 1,000-yard season. That's all he got to do. 65 yards a game. He ain't got to do much more than that, but I would like to see some more 100-yard games. But definitely shout out to Corey Davis as the two-tone blue star of the week. And definitely big up to Jeffrey Simmons as well. But as y'all know, when there's always a star of the week, there is also somebody who doesn't do as well, who ends up being the dunce of the day. So who do y'all have as your dunce of the day in this game? I know there's an obvious answer of a certain kicker that is a University of Memphis alum who basically shamed all of us here in Memphis. Definitely. I know that is probably the obvious answer. What's up, Derek Roberts? What's going on? But who is your dunce of the day? Who did not have a good game? Could it, are we going to go with the obvious? Maybe a little bit with the offensive line. Because I know they had their issues a little bit because the defensive line of Denver did do some work. Was it A.J. Brown struggling a bit to beat press coverage? A bit. Rashaan Evans getting ejected from the game, throwing a punch. Was it Vic Fangio, the Denver coach, not managing the clock well and not using timeout to try to ice Gostowski? So what do y'all think about that? I know a lot of people are going with Gostowski. But let's see. D09 says that darn kicker. So obviously you're going Gostowski. AZ Mick saying Gostowski. Monty Cartel says Evans. Paris says Evans. Sin City says Evans or Gostowski. On Facebook says Gostowski. Terry says Evans. Sin City saying Evans. Titans the best. What's up with you? See, Dennis says Evans. Kingston says Evans. Zach Carpenter, Khalif behind Gostowski. Yeah, Khalif Raymond had a very bad game too. Had 2 major drops. So I won't leave him out there. Sin City says Evans left his boys high and dry, not the Titan way. I agree. Joshua says the kicker, Gostowski. Let's see. Dennis says Gostowski. Derek says Gostowski. Dio9 says, I'm a little worried about A.J. Brown. A.J. has, again, struggled to beat press coverage. And so the book is out. Teams are going to come up on him and try to jam him at the line, or they're going to put their best corner on him, try to basically mess up his confidence, which does open up things for Humphreys, Davis, Ferkser, Jonnu, things like that. But AJ, if he's going to be a big-time receiver, he's going to have to learn to play like a big-time receiver every single week. So that much is a point. Harrison says he missed 10 points. That is true, even though one of them was blocked. Joseph says, yeah, he shamed us. He shamed us all. Those 10 points could have cost us the game. And that is very, very true. Those 10 points definitely could have cost us the game, without a doubt in my mind. So we're going to state the obvious. I think this is going to be a tie. Definitely Gostowski definitely deserves the dunce of the day. Even though he kicked the game-winning field goal, that is still no excuse for missing the other 3 and an extra point. Again, you get those 10 extra points. It's 23-7. It's 23-7, and we're blowing them out. And this game is a whole lot different. Locke would have to pass a lot more in this game if it weren't for those 10 points. So Gostowski definitely deserves dunce of the day. But I'm also going to have to say Rashaan Evans. So it's a tie because Vibe Runner's even saying it, Evans for dunce of the day. Rashaan Evans is very uncharacteristic of him to do that. That is something you would not expect from Rashaan Evans, from one of your leaders, to lose your cool like that. You got to understand, in that particular situation, who usually gets caught? It is not the person who instigates the fight or the contact. It's usually the person that retaliates. the person that retaliates usually ends up getting called for that particular penalty. And that right there was Rashaan Evans. So, yeah, getting kicked out of the game, that's a tie. Gostowski and Rashaan Evans, definitely dunce of the day. Sin City said would have easily covered the -3 if it wasn't for Gostowski. I definitely saw that, and also saw the Titans open up at -8 against the Jaguars. So they are, we're a heavy favorite with Jacksonville. Money Cartel said the kicker been at home for a reason, and plenty of kicks were missed this week. Was it just him? And that's true. I want to say, I cannot remember who mentioned it, but somebody mentioned it, said there were 19 missed kicks in week 1. 19. So you're right. It wasn't just Gostowski. Kickers all over the league were struggling, without a doubt. Josh, I don't know if he got suspended or anything or fined. He's probably definitely going to get fined, without a doubt. I don't think he'll get suspended, but he definitely will get fined. That much is a fact. But let's go ahead to pick my brain. Pick my brain. Y'all can give me some questions out. I think there were a couple of questions. I saw one on Facebook. Definitely gonna get some questions out. Isaiah Wilson, again, has not been suspended by the team or anything yet, but he does have to appear in court. If convicted, he'll definitely face at least a 3-game suspension from the NFL, without a doubt. Zach Carver says Adam Stank picked the Jags. Yeah, Stanky, for some reason, Adam Stank's stupid tail, which I don't pay him no attention. He's the only one I saw with the NFL Network preview picking the Jags. Everybody else picked the Titans. And I don't know, he has this affinity for Duval. He has this affinity for the Jags. It's like every time it's Titans and Jags, he wants to pick the Jags. Maybe he's secretly obsessed with them. I don't know what it is, but he's an idiot. He's wrong. I don't pay him no attention. Let's see. Sin City says, finally giving us respect against the Jags. I'm always nervous when we're the favorite. I can understand that. Derek says, what's the point of punching someone with a helmet on? He could have hurt his hand in the process. True. Very true. Let's see. Yeah, Kingston, I was about to get to that question, so I want to start off with that first. And also, I know Joseph put up a question on Facebook that I'm going to pull up as well. Kingston coming in saying, how do you feel about the young corner, specifically Chris Jackson? He beat out a couple of corners that have been here for a few years and playing well. I've been hearing it. Vrabel basically is talking about best ability is availability. Availability. Chris Jackson has been practicing the whole time. Christian Fulton has been struggling. He has been dealing with some injury. He missed about 7 practices in a row. So, he still has to get up to speed, which is why I believe that is why Chris Jackson has gotten more play over Christian Fulton. Obviously, with Adoree Jackson on short-term IR, that's why you saw a lot more of Jonathan Joseph and Malcolm Butler. Well, Butler would have played anyway, but Jonathan Joseph especially is due to the Adoree Jackson injury, which Jonathan Joseph didn't play half bad. He didn't play too terrible. Chris Jackson wasn't terrible. There were a few plays that he probably got beat a little bit, but it wasn't just awful. And I think he'll get better with more snaps, without a doubt. So I definitely liked what I saw with that. Fulton, I think he's still getting comfortable as well. Joseph came in on Facebook, says, was thinking about the head coach Dan Quinn. He was listening to one of the morning shows, and he said, question is 2020 the last season for Dan Quinn with the Falcons? Where would he go if they fire him, and who would take over for the Falcons? I would say they go offensive mind coach if he does get fired. I think he'll get a defensive coordinator position somewhere, especially if they run a 4-3. Remember, he was the defensive coordinator in Seattle all those years where Seattle did very well as a defense. So, I mean, I could definitely see Dan Quinn on a 4-3 team, especially on a team that needs help defensively with that. But as far as taking over for the Falcons, I would say an offensive mind coach. I've been hearing this a lot on the radio. If the Titans do as well as we think they're going to do, Arthur Smith is not going to last very long as our offensive coordinator because he's going to get some head coaching looks. Him, Eric Bieniemy in Kansas City, who else? Maybe the offensive or defensive coordinator in Baltimore are probably going to get some looks. So that's what I'm thinking is going on as far as with Atlanta is concerned. I know someone else mentioned the kicking situation. Sin City. Excuse me, said, what do you think we will do in regards to the kicking situation? Right now, I think they're going to stick with Suck Up at least. I mean, not Suck Up, dang. What am I thinking? They're going to stick with Gostowski for another week, at least give him another chance. Because, I mean, Vibrant said, had to punch the butt. I definitely understand that. But, I mean, I think they're going to give him another week to give him an opportunity to redeem himself. He did kick the game winner. And I was listening to the Buck Rising 615 Sessions podcast, and Teresa Walker, who's a friend of the show, who was a guest last month, she mentioned that, you know what? You're only as good as your last kick, and he did bang home the game winner. So I think he does deserve at least another shot. We'll definitely see what he does at home, with no fans or anything. Plus, with the exception of Santos, Nissan Stadium is pretty kind to kickers as far as field goal, because not a lot of wind and all of that. So that's what I think in regards to that. Let's see. On Facebook says, do you agree with the coach settling for a field goal? No, I'm not. I'm the type of person you got to be in attack mode. You always got to be thinking touchdown. The only time you go field goal is if it's your last resort. If you cannot get that touchdown, although Tannehill on that third down threw a fade to AJ, AJ still should have caught it. AJ still should have caught it. That could have easily ended the game right there. But I would be in attack mode. I'm trying to score. I don't want to leave it to chance, especially with Gostowski struggling the way that he did. Let's see. Hawk comes in and says, what's up with Beasley? How do you feel about that? Also, what do you think about the buyer restructure? Now, I did talk about the buyer restructure earlier. I think that's good. Saving up about $6.2 million in cap space. That helps us out quite a bit, because I think I have to check over the cap or spot track to see where we are. I want to say we're probably somewhere around 17 million over the cap right now. So that could be something that maybe helps us sign a player like, I believe Nick Westbrook Ekrine got promoted to the 53-man roster, and Cody Hollister got cut. Beasley practiced in limited participation, but did practice. Hopefully he'll be a full participant going on this week. Derek Roberts said, do we go after a backup kicker? I don't know. Right now, Steven Hauschka is still out there. Other than that, I don't really know of a lot of decent kickers that are still out there. So I honestly don't know who else to go with as far as we're concerned. But it's really not a lot of good kickers out there. A lot of good kickers are either on teams or on practice squads. So I don't know what we'll do about that. On Facebook, Facebook says got Tennessee -9 over and under 41. I'm tempted to take that over 41. I'm willing to take that one. I'm thinking about it. See, Derek Rob said, do we let O'Dory walk if he misses more games this year? Not now, because we picked up his fifth-year option. So he's going to at least be around this year and next year. And they only put him on short-term IR, so he's only going to miss 3 games. Now, I don't know if that includes he obviously missed this game. I don't know if that'll include that means the next 3 games after this. But he definitely missed this game. He'll miss Jacksonville and Minnesota. I'm hoping he'll be back for the Pittsburgh game. That's what I think. AZ Mix says Adoree always hurt. Not always, but sometimes, yes. Mr. Titan, what's going on? Welcome in, Mr. Titan. How's it going? Mr. Titan said her uploading is trying out to become our kicker. Yeah, Titan Upload could go out for kicker. I think any of us could go out for kicker, to be honest. And I know, I believe it was Ryan Tannehill said there might be some type of tryout or something going on. I don't know. I'm going to try to take a look and see. I'm going to try to see what's going on with that. Maybe I can find out something. Zach Harp said, I know it's just 1 week, but do you think the Colts or the Texans will make the playoffs based off of what we've seen? Well, the Texans played Baltimore next week, and the Colts are playing Minnesota. Both of those teams could go 0-2. I think the Texans could definitely go 0-2. And you know that if you're 0-2, your chances of making the playoffs very slim to none. Joe Hawk said, you said Suckstowski. Yes, I did. Zach Carpenter says, Mr. Titan, I mean, what do we got to lose? That much is true. Any potential trade or free agent pickups? Right now, Hawk, I don't know. I don't know yet. I don't really know what's going on as far as that. I'm trying to see if anything else, if there were any other tryouts or anything like that. Right now, I don't see anything. Let's see. It looks like the Titans are protecting on the practice squad McNichols, McCann, Wyatt Ray, and Trevor Siemian. They're protected. So that means no other teams can pick them up off of the practice squad. So that's something there. But I don't know about the tryout. So we'll definitely see about that. But thank y'all for y'all participation and pick my brain. But let's quickly go into this game against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Of course, they're coming off of a 27-20 victory over the Indianapolis Colts. That saw Gardner Minshew go 19 of 20, 173 yards, 3 touchdown passes. Also, you saw a little bit of James Robinson, an undrafted rookie who ended up starting. He was like, a few weeks ago, he was like 4th on the depth chart. He ends up starting and had like 19 carries, 60 yards in the game. Also, defensively, C.J. Henderson, the 9th overall pick from Florida, was the, had an interception, had his first interception. And that defense played a lot better than I expected. You still got Miles Jack. You got those 2 bookend defensive ends in Josh Allen and Kaylavon Chason as well. Taven Bryan on the inside. You got DJ Chark. You got Chris Conley. You got Dede Westbrook. You got Laviska Shenault, the draft pick from Colorado. So they got weapons for Minshew and everything. So, and then they got Chris Thompson, the receiving back from Washington. So the Jags, we cannot take this game lightly. We got to be serious about this football game, and that leads me to my 4 points of victory. And this is going to be very, very important for this particular game. Point number 1, and this is mainly for the offense. This is my first 2 points for offense. Number 1, offensively, punch them in the mouth early. Get after Jacksonville. Unleash the Beast King. Unleash the Beast Derrick Henry. Get him going because Derrick Henry owns the Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, especially at Nissan Stadium. Every time at Nissan Stadium, he has a great game. He had 159 yards and had a big 65, 75-yard touchdown run against the Jags last year. And then had that historic 99-yard run 2 years ago against the Jags en route to 4 touchdowns and 238 yards. So unleash the beast, Punch them in the mouth early. Get them behind. Get them behind like 14-0, 21-3, something like that. Get them behind early, and in that way, you demoralize them, and they won't even think about trying to come back in this football game. So you got to punch them early. Punch them in the mouth. Get them behind. The thing about the Jags was they still had opportunities. They were only down like 7-0 or 14-7 or 14-10. So they were hanging around, which is why they were able to come back. They had some confidence and some hope and things like that. Some turnovers that Indy had led to points. I want to say Phillip Rivers threw 2 interceptions, led to 14 Jacksonville points. So, they're going to take advantage of that. So we got to punch them in the mouth early. Number 2, stay in attack mode. Feed CD84. Feed that man Corey Davis. And then you spread the love around to everybody else. Get Adam Humphries involved. Get Jonnu involved. Get Ferkser involved. Get the screen game going. The screen game could be very efficient against the team because they do tend to over pursue. So use the screen game to help us out too. But you got to stay in attack mode against this team. You got to definitely do that. And Zach, you brought up my third point, and this is going to the defensive side of the ball. Point number 3, do not underestimate them. You cannot underestimate this team. We don't have the right. We're not good enough to underestimate anybody right now. So defensively, we got to tackle well, wrap up, do your job. Do your job defensively. Tackle James Robinson. Don't let him be slippery. Get loose. If receivers are catching the ball, keep it in front of them. Don't let them slip away and get extra yards. DJ Chark, Laviska Shenault, they both have some pretty decent speed and things like that. They're going to try to outsmart us. So do not underestimate them for any reason. Don't give them any sense of hope. And last but not least, cancel Minshew mania. Sack him. Get after them. Don't give them any hope. Again, this is why they beat the Indianapolis Colts last week, because the Colts allowed the Jags to hang around. They let the Jags hang around. They let them stay in the game. They didn't put them away. And that's what gave Gardner Minshew some hope. We got to demoralize them. He got sacked a few times. We got to get after him and sack him. We need to get at least 4 or 5 sacks on Gardner Minshew and demoralize them to where they have no hope of coming back to win the game. So those are about 4 points. BluEnforcer, 4 points to victory. Number 1, punch him in the mouth early. Unleash the beast. He owns Jacksonville. Number 2, stay in attack mode. Feed Corey Davis and then spread the love. Number 3, do not underestimate them. Be sound, tackle well, do your job. And number 4, sack Gardner Minshew often and cancel Minshew mania. That's something that we have to do. Let's see. Zach saying, don't underestimate the Jags. They got spirit fingers. I agree. Alfonso, what's up with you? Says, why is it so hard for us to put decent points on the board? I mean, you got to remember, last year, we were like one of the top teams in the league in scoring once Tannehill took over. Again, it was the first game. It was a bit rusty. We're definitely going to see if they can knock that rust off. Zach says, I know during the live stream we see how basic and predictable Arthur Smith play calling was. Looking back, we got Henry the ball. Play action was working. We drove the ball. True. Consistently. Monty Cartel says our first 3 games are critical. Have to beat those teams we should beat, especially since there was no preseason. I agree. Because that game against Denver last year with Marcus or in years past, we would have lost that game. Normally, we would have lost that game. Travis said, no team should underestimate anyone, no matter how good they are. Look what happened to New England and Baltimore in the playoffs. Again, skill and talent is going to show up. With no fans, the more talented team should win 99 times out of 100. But again, it's any given Sunday. Anybody can beat anybody. Zach says, Bronco defense, no joke. That's true. I give him respect with that. Derek says, Titans scare me whenever we're the favorites. That's true. But we were the favorites in this game. We won. I think we can win this game too. So before I get to my blue bombshell, here is my prediction. I think the Tennessee Titans will take care of business at home. I think they're going to get their legs under them. I don't think Gardner Minshew could play that perfectly 2 weeks in a row. I think they'll take a step back. I think the Titans win this game in big-time fashion. I'm going to go Titans 31. I think I'm going to go Titans 31, Jacksonville 13. I think that's what's going to happen. I think Derrick Henry's going to continue to own the Jags, especially at home. I think Ryan Tannehill will do what he has to do. I think A.J. Brown will get on the board with a touchdown. And I think we're going to sack Gardner Minshew 4 times. So I'm going to say 31-13, Tennessee Titans go to 2-0 on the season. Zach says, I'm confident in our team. I know you are. Sin City says, don't forget, a lot of Titan fans bash the team more than opponents fans. They got quiet during the playoffs. True. If you're a real Titan fan, you cheer through and through. I mean, but hey, I tell y'all all the time, I'm not going to be a fanboy all the time. If I'm going to be critical of this team, I'm going to be critical because that's what deserves to happen at that time. But before I get out of here tonight, I want to give a blue bombshell. I want to shout out the Denver Nuggets because they did something remarkable in the NBA last night. For the second time this postseason, the Denver Nuggets were down 3-1 to an opponent, facing elimination 3 straight games. They beat the Utah Jazz, winning 3 straight to advance to the semifinals of the Western Conference playoffs. Then they were down 3-1 to the Los Angeles Clippers, Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. And then they come back from behind and do it again. They came back from 3-1 down twice in the same playoffs. Never been done before. It's very rare you see a team come back from 3-1 down, but to do it twice in the playoffs, unprecedented. So congratulations to the Denver Nuggets. They have advanced to the Western Conference Finals. And for all of that, all you get is the Los Angeles Lakers, LeBron and AD. And the Denver Nuggets are going to be a very, very, very tough out with Jamal Murray, with Jokic, with a lot of those guys. They're going to be an extremely tough out for the Los Angeles Lakers. But I still think the Lakers are going to annihilate them. I think Denver does get a game in this series, maybe 2, but I think it is over in 6 games. I think the Lakers move on to the NBA Finals. But big ups to Denver, nevertheless. Facebook, what's up? What's up with you? Zach says, I feel splash plays coming. Money Cartel says, now they face a real team. I don't know about that, but they're facing a 1-0 team. We got a chance to take over first place in the division all to ourselves. So, we got to come out. We got to come out and kick butt right away. That's something that we definitely have to do. But again, y'all, make sure y'all subscribe to the channels, to the TNT Enforcers page, to Titans_in_truth, and also on Twitter at TNT BluEnforcer. I'm about to get up out of here to get a few more comments. Obviously, Zach Carpenter is Laker Nation. AZ says 44-10 Titans. Oh, man. 501 Young says, tighten up. What's up with you? But everybody, I will do a quick pregame show before the Titans do kick off against the Jags, and then of course I'll do my postgame show. But y'all, it's been fun. I thank y'all for tuning in to Titans and Truth tonight. I'm your man Chris, aka BluEnforcer. I'm finna get ready to do some eating. I'm finna get ready to do some wrestling watching, and of course, as usual, you know I gotta give it up right here to my man Tommaso Ciampa, the Blackheart, and we all know that we're gonna make sure, without a shadow of a doubt, that nobody, and I do mean nobody, will or can survive. And let's see. Sorry, Chris, I was talking about the Lakers, not the Jags. Okay, good point. Lakers definitely could do that. Yeah, they're facing a real team. Joseph saying Lakers Heat in the finals. Sin City, no problem. I appreciate you watching. 501 says Lakeith Gostowski. Yep. Tighten up, y'all. I'm going to get up out of here. I think it'll be Lakers and Heat too. We'll see about that. Good night, y'all. Tighten up.